Welcome back, everyone. So today I wanted to cover the update on CitizenCon for this year. It felt like just yesterday that we had CitizenCon, so it's interesting to see that they're already talking about it. Not a lot of details to hear, but I do want to share the way it will be delivered this year because I thought it was pretty interesting. Myself, as I guess, a quote unquote content creator, I guess I fit in that bucket these days. I was interested in going to a CitizenCon at some point. I was thinking maybe it might come to the States this year, but there was some talk of maybe Canada, but that being said, they're going to do a CitizenCon Direct, which will be online only. So this October 11th of 2025, it looks like they'll be doing CitizenCon, but again, it will be online only. So there will be no in-person CitizenCon this go around, which is not uncommon for the industry. I think BlizzCon is one of those things where they've been doing a fair amount of digital only these days. I think last year, and I think maybe this year they're doing that as well. So it's not uncommon, and it seems like a lot of people don't have any, hate towards CIG, and I don't either. I mean, I'm here nor there. Like I said, I'm just interested in possibly going at some point to get to meet some of you guys. So, anyways, the focus this year, I mean, there's a Q&A down here, and I'll cover this, but a lot of this stuff's covered in the initial kind of announcement here. But they really want to focus on Squadron 42 release and trying to get that out by the target of next year. So that's something they want to focus on. They also want to discuss some of the deliverables, but it's going to be a shorter version of the original BlizzCon. BlizzCon, CitizenCon. So sorry, BlizzCon on the brain after saying that. So CitizenCon here will be a bit of a shorter version. There'll be fewer things going on because of the fact that it's a digital only. That doesn't necessarily mean that there won't be the possibility of possibly having, costume contests and stuff like of that nature. But I find it unlikely there'll be a lot of that, but there might be some of it. So the question then is what platforms will you find it on? So they do cover that in the Q&A. Twitch and YouTube will have it streamed, and then they mentioned they'll have it up on YouTube immediately afterwards. Myself, having used YouTube quite a bit, it's hard to say unless they just really want to upload the actual content ahead of time and make it available right away. It's a possibility that it might not be up quite immediately. There might be some sort of delay time. They may have to do some editing and things of that nature, but they do mention here immediately. So it's possible, if you don't get a chance to see it live, which I usually don't, we don't know the schedule yet. That goes to the next question. There is no schedule yet for it. So we'll have to wait and see what the broadcasting schedule will be, because that goes back to here. I may have to watch these, on YouTube later on, because last time it was done in UK and I wasn't up late enough or early enough to actually catch it in more of its live state. So how will the showcase be? So again, it'll be shorter than the traditional one that they usually do physically. So it just will be a condensed package. Be free to watch because it'll be available on Twitch and YouTube. That being said, on Twitch, there might be quite a few ads. So YouTube might be the winner here. I mean, I'll probably be watching on YouTube. Unless I'm streaming for whatever reason by then. But the only thing with Twitch is these ads these days. That's why I'm not a big fan of that platform. I get it. They got to make money, but good Lord. So we don't have the schedule yet. I'm sure that'll come at a later date. As I said before, it felt like just yesterday they had CitizenCon. So it's one of those things where more to come. And I definitely expect more to come at some later point. So what the time they'll be focusing on, they'll be focusing on Squadron 42. And they'll also be talking about some of the features and things of that nature that will be coming out. And I'm sure they'll have ships and all that jazz. It's just this year is just different. And I think this might have to do with currently the political climate with things right now. So possibly that's part of the reason why they're only, and I don't talk about politics on here, but it's possible that some of that stuff might have factored into traveling and all that kinds of stuff. So again, most people don't mind. I don't personally mind either. I did want to share another kind of update. That's it for the CitizenCon stuff. So thank you all for checking out the video if that's what you're here for. From more personal standpoint, we have a couple dogs here at the house, and one of them, name was Chimney. And he was picked up as a neighborhood stray, and we live near, I don't know if you call it like a wildlife preserve, or it's not a national park or anything like that, but it is some sort of, we live near a big land mass that is more of like a preserve. So we have quite a few, we have a big area out here. I don't live in a big house or anything like that, but just we live backed up to an area like that. And so that being said, we also live near the pound, and unfortunately a lot of people, the pound is quite full most of the time. And so they do drop their dogs off in our neighborhood, unfortunately. So that's pretty common to see these dogs. And I was at work one day and I got a text that like, hey, we have a new dog. So I didn't have much say in this, but he was a good dog. And he unfortunately ran away this time last week. So because we live near a preserve, it's hard to say if maybe, he's a pretty spunky little guy. He was a Parson Terrier. So those are much like, they're cousins to Jack Russell Terriers, but they don't go down without a fight. So it's possible he may have lost his fight against something else. We don't know, but we haven't seen him, and that's not a good sign. We're kind of saying it's probably goodbye at this point. So, we have our family has been kind of dealing with that. But the Chimney name came from Clarence. So our kids named him. That's the joy of letting kids name a dog. They will name it after silly things, such as a TV show. So here's a quick video of the Chimney song.
Chimney, devoted to his duty, his ghostliness is spooky, but not without its whimsy. Hooray for Chimney!
I just think that song's funny. I don't know why, but it's just silly. So this is, it ended up being kind of Chimney and I. He would go with me in the car. I don't like taking dogs with me in the car, but it's the situation where because of his escape artistness, part of besides just taking him on walks and stuff like that, I figured I would try to take him out with me. That way he would know where I'm at, and it's something he liked doing at some point to kind of like get him to maybe stop getting out. He is an indoor dog, but he had to obviously go outside to go to the bathroom. But at any rate, we try to take him out a bit more through taking him out in the car with us, or if I wanted to go pick up the kids or whatever it may be. Obviously, I can't take him to work and stuff, but yeah. So this is a picture of him, a bit of an older one, but still fairly relevant. And then this one was made by my wife. She did art. She does art, and so she went ahead and drew this for me for salvaging. So get in, loser. We're on salvaging. So yeah, this is just. I mean, she was working on this anyways with this picture of him in here with me. It just happened to be that she had to finish up after, unfortunately, he had departed. So, or after he got away. So, or got out, got loose. But yeah, and we got our random salvage stuff in here. But anyways, just a side update there for us. And I mean, I don't usually share personal stuff like that, but it just kind of a interesting thought there. And pour one out for Chimney for me. And thank you all for checking out the video. And I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.